and you just see like.
There we go. What?
Hey guys, what's up?
All right, recap.
Hey Joe. Hey Hope. Hey you said.
And for all my classes in the future.
Hey guys, this is class of 2023 and 2022.
Okay, so inverse trig functions. Okay, basically this is a whole bunch of fancy stuff to say that the inverse or arc sine occurs on the right hand side of the graph. Okay, inverse cosine, arc cosine, they mean the same thing. They occurs on the top. And inverse tangent or arc tangent, again, same thing, occurs on the right-hand side. Okay, and that is because if you look at the unit circle, it's where those values occur. They actually occur twice. So by knocking off the half that's in white, okay, that means that we don't have to worry about those values. We only want the values that show up in orange.
So there's two that occur on the right side?
Yes, so sine and tangent occur on the right, and then cosine occurs on the top.
Okay, I have a probably dumb question, but what's new? Remember how we have the inverse, right? Now, I understand that there is a difference, but in location on the little circle thingy, what is the difference between the sine and then the inverse of sine? Is there what?
The inverse of sine, so the inverse functions give you an angle. Okay, so they're going to give you theta. The regular ones, you have sine of theta, you know theta. It's giving you the x and y value.
So this one we know, know.
So we know x and y.
So
we want
backwards.
theta. Yes,
That's
exactly.
what we're doing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're working backwards essentially
Not a dumb question,
now.
guys. I'm proud of you.
Okay, so again, just to run through these examples kind of with how we did it. I always say arctangent just because it rolls off easier than the inverse tangent of. Okay, I just say arctangent. And so the arctangent of -1, so we'd find on the unit circle, which as many as I have in my classroom managed to always disappear. Okay, so basically I realize that the people in the video can't see this, but y'all can, so I'm just going to throw it up here. Okay, so we want tangent of -1, okay, which in reality occurs twice on our graph, right? Yeah. But we only want the ones on the right-hand side, so this one is gone. So we're just dealing with this one over here, and so it would be -1 on this side, or we would call it 7 pi over 4.
Why again? Is it why?
It's just kind of a rule. But basically, we want the positive and negative values. So by doing that, we get the positive and negative values for the y value, which is what's going to affect it.
Thank you for being the only teacher that did not give me so much extra work because I had the class.
Well, I meant to give this to you just so you could do it.
No,
but I clearly failed. So
see, the homework's different, but literally, the Bible and stuff like that. Apparently, we're told to give me extra work on top of yesterday's work. So that's where I was like, I did unit circles. That was it.
I didn't really know what else, and I was like,
no, it's okay.
It's beneficial, so. Anyways, okay, and they do ask for both the radians and degrees, so make sure you write both of those. Okay, again, you're just off the unit circle. Anything greater than -1 or 1, okay, anything basically that doesn't fit in that value is undefined. So cosine of -1, or cosine of -1, or cosine of -2 is not anything on the unit circle, so it's undefined. Okay, and actually, if you were to type in your calculator that equation, it would tell you that it's either not defined or, I don't know my calculator.
Error.
It would say error. Is that what it says?
I think so.
I don't know. It either says domain issue or something like that.
I remember when we did the matrices, and I thought one of them could be multiplied and it couldn't, so my calculator told me error 4 times before I realized that's why.
Yeah, oh, you can't see it. But it says error domain, so that just would tell you that you can't do that. Okay, but you don't get a calculator, so it's fine. You don't worry about it. But I'm just letting you know.
You don't actually get one.
All right, so then the dear goodness, I cannot read. Arc sine of -1. Okay, I can read today, I promise. Arc sine of 1/2. Okay, so sine values all occur on the right-hand side. Okay, sine being 1/2. Okay, so the y value being 1/2 occurs twice. Okay, it occurs in the top of the unit circle both times. Okay, but again, we only want the right-hand side, so we're getting rid of this side. So we're going with this one, which is pi over 6 or 30 degrees.
So when we say arc sine and it has a -1, does that mean it's just the inverse?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, makes sense.
Basically, it's 1 over sine, but this is just the easy way to write it. Because if you think about like the negative exponents when we did those, to move them, like to get them to not be negative, we like move them to the bottom. So it's 1 over sine, or if we wanted to move it back to the top, we can do sine to the -1.
Okay. Cool.
Some people will tell you that arc sine and inverse sine are not the same thing, but you can use them interchangeably. It's fine.
There we go. See? Nice math.
Technically, they are not the same thing.
Then what is the difference?
Don't explain. I won't know.
You don't need to worry
Something
about
that
it.
you don't
Okay,
know.
it's something that you learn way
Yes.
later. They technically do have different meanings, but for the purpose of what we're doing, I interchange the names of them because they technically look the same.
Oh, that's good. That's all that matters because I'm
So-
so visual.
All you need to know is that this means either the button on your calculator if you get a calculator for something, or that it means to find the theta.
That calculator smells horrible, and Chase just like inhaled it.
It smells good. There's another one that smells really bad.
smells
It's right
like
next
a
to the
hospital.
art room.
Guys,
Oh, don't
I can't be guilty
I don't
for
know.
being the only guy going to Bath and Body Works weekly for hand
I
soap.
go to bed
Oh,
back.
I love that stuff.
I don't go weekly.
All our
but-
hand soap is Bath and Body Works.
Okay, friends, as much as I love our
Their hand soap
off-topic
is really good.
conversations,
Uh-huh.
I really
I like
don't
their
know
little
what's
one.
going on.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm on it.
Arc cosine of -1/2. Oh yeah, I can read
Sorry,
this
I
time.
wanted to-
What?
Okay, -1/2. Okay, so that occurs twice. Okay, x being -1/2 occurs right here. Okay, but with cosine, we only want the values on the top, so the bottom goes away. So it's 2 pi over 3 and 120 degrees. And I managed to click the iPad through the paper. Look at that.
That was.
Your brain sparked.
It does sparkle. Is it blue or am I tripping?
This one?
It's-
That one's cool.
That one is.
That one is blue.
And then the
This
other one's
one.
white.
I like
Can you even
that
see
one.
I
it?
like that one.
When you put that, you can.
It's so
Oh.
shiny. You
That's
did
a
something on the
bonus
board
right
the
there.
other day, and it was just like doo doo doo.
When I'm driving, I get distracted sometimes, and I'm
Does
like,
it
yeah, let's just
glare?
put that hand away. All right. So, that's that first section of problems. Let's see. I'm going to let y'all try one.
Oh,
Yay!
Can it be one of the homework ones?
No.
Aw.
Brooke, why would you say
I'm not letting someone get off that easy if they haven't already done them.
Is there like tons of
I
throw
totally
down?
did
Garrett did though.
It's just
Yeah,
4
okay.
problems right now.
I trust that
It's
guy.
like 3.
fix.
It's like
4.
3,
No,
5,
no,
7, and 9.
Starts at 3.
What is the exact value of the arc cosine of root 2 over 2?
Yes, I will know this. Now, nobody say it out loud, or I won't.
I won't.
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
Can we,
easy.
Mitch?
Okay.
I was-
Okay, think about it for a minute. Okay, I'll give you a hint. Your options are 0, 30, 45, or 60 in
Oh,
degrees.
we're trying to find the angle? Oh my gosh, yes, you told me that. You said that. I know that.
Repeat the options for more.
0, 30, 45, or 60. All of those being in degrees.
Okay.
Okay, so think about on your unit circle. Okay, where cosine, the x value is root 2 over 2, and then think about where it has to occur, and then go from there.
Ooh, I don't know.
Hush.
You
I
actually
never
know?
yes, I actually. You think I don't actually know?
No.
Brooke, hush.
Okay. Everybody together. What is the angle?
45.
45.
It's 45.
I was really expecting a one in sync answer.
But it came out like 30, 45.
I think I heard some 35. I
I
don't
wrote
know.
45.
I said 1 point.
45. Okay.
Okay.
45 degrees.
I saw pi
This
before.
looks-
I was like, it's that one, but I need to give the degrees. Except I looked at the wrong line.
This looks
So I
easy.
said 30, but I knew it was 45.
Okay, these next ones. If you guys will like me, you get your calculator for them.
Oh,
Yay!
No.
What?
I don't like bringing my calculator to quizzes.
Too much
Tests.
work. Go to class.
Because he never
It
has
takes
a
too
charge.
long.
Then you
No,
Arc
it's
sine
always
of
hard.
0.18.
I haven't even had a
Okay,
charge my
now,
calculator
These, hold on, key point. It says in both degrees and radians.
Does that mean you have to change the calculator? I learned that.
Okay, so here would be my recommendation. Okay? Because you're going to get several of them because it's as simple as literally typing buttons. Okay? I will put up all of them. I would do all of them in degrees. And then I would convert your calculator to radians and do all of them in radians. Because if not, that's a whole bunch of extra buttons that you have to push to keep going back and forth between degrees and radians. So put your calculator in degree mode. I'll write down all the problems we're going to do.
I forgot how to check that. Never mind, I figured it out.
Okay, everybody does everybody remember how to get to degrees? I do want to make sure of that before.
No.
Okay,
Guys,
yes,
I
under
just hit
mode.
clear instead of enter.
That's always good.
You're a special friend.
I
You're
know.
mine.
Oh,
Don't say that.
Yeah,
Don't say that. After
I think I should change your idea.
I'm getting my unit circle out.
I say
They won't help you with
I don't
these.
think that's any better.
I think it's weirder.
Okay, so I'll write degrees in blue. So as y'all get degrees, you can tell me what they are.
I love that.
I love that.
All right, how many degrees is the arc sine of 0.18?
10.37.
Okay, we'll just say let's go one decimal place.
1.
Can I
10.4.
Can I use my Texas Instruments app on my phone?
For now, yes, but on the test you need to have your calculator.
Yes.
Do you have your calculator? It's just not charged.
No, I don't have it here today.
Okay. I was gonna say I do have a cord. You can bring it up and plug it in if you need to.
Wait.
All right,
Wait, how'd
then.
you get the negative thingy?
It's the second.
It's literally the same thing.
Okay, it's the button that has. Yeah, I should probably have specified that. Okay, on your calculator, above each of the trig functions, if you hit second and then that trig function, it gives you the inverse
It's
one.
got ratings in
Okay, so what is the arc cosine of 0.36 in degrees?
68.9 degrees. That one.
68.9 degrees.
I think maybe that.
Arc tangent of negative 0.75.
Negative 36.
Mine says error.
9.
Mine said error.
I got a 2. I got negative 36.
I'm thinking it's not right, but I don't know. Mine
Third
says
person,
error.
I agree with this.
How did you get that? Mine just
You have
said
to use
error.
the negative instead of the minus.
Yeah, make sure you use the negative. Yep, that will do it.
Wait, I got negative 30. Oh, never mind.
I got that answer.
Sorry there.
Okay, and then 18, the arc sine of 0.8.
53.1.
Wait, how'd y'all get 10.4? I think I'm doing the same.
Just rounded. It's
Oh.
10.36 we rounded it.
Oh.
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 Oh. Oh, wow.
Oh. Okay, we need to stop.
All right, I'm gonna do radians in orange.
Oh,
Can you give us like a, I don't know, a head start so we can like, I don't know. Pause.
This is
Well, I mean, I'm not typing them in, so I'm just waiting for y'all to tell me what they
I
are.
have it.
If everybody else needs to pause.
How do we do the inverse?
That's from second.
Sine, cos, tan, thing.
It should be whatever, I don't know what the app looks like, but it should be second, and then whatever the trig function is, it's the one, it's like the button that's above it, so you have to hit
I
second.
forgot to hit second. It's in. I can turn it. It's literally the same way.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Mr. Hart, am I supposed to still get a decimal answer?
Yeah, I got it. Is that how you got it up there?
We'll say for radians, if you get a decimal, two places. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that was weird. That looks weird.
I can't even read my own handwriting and I never have.
Okay, just because of how the radians are, go to two decimal places. Okay, the degrees, just do one.
O to U. Ew. There was an ad. I don't like O to U.
Why?
I got
It's a
point.
technical science institute. It's in Norfolk, and Virginia Tech is better.
That's true.
But it's also harder to use better.
You're probably
I took a
right.
class at ODU. I've taken a class at 4 different colleges.
My parents have so many football rivals at ODU. That's a real reason.
My brother graduated from OU.
All right,
Oh.
0.18.
No.
0.18.
I got 2. Oh my gosh, guys, I think the world's coming to an end. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, me too.
14.
Ariel's the Antichrist.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, they're hard.
14.
1.20.
1.20. 16.
Negative 0.64.
Whoa.
What just happened?
See, it's literally 0.64.
How'd you get that?
I get the first part. No. 0.93.
You just changed the
Oh my word, I got them all right.
Of
Mhm.
10%.
Wow.
Wow.
What is this?
Maddie.
You saw it.
I keep saying error.
Did you use the negative sign and not the subtraction sign? That's what mom said error.
What? I'm getting error as well.
Error.
I don't know how to do
Error.
Oh, Kate.
Error.
You press this button.
Plus, we were singing
Instead of
Allison
minus.
was either, and I say either
You press this button.
For what?
for the song. And so, in your harmonizing, you say basically
You
for
slow
all.
down.
Does not
He was
sound
pressing the
good.
minus button instead of the negative button.
You're slow.
Okay.
Third person Isaac felt so bad.
Third person Isaac. Isaac, I felt bad for you.
I was like,
Isaac
Can
felt
I tell you what
bad
would have
for
made it
him.
better? If we used the electrical tape we discussed about using, so that way your fingers didn't bleed.
yeah, I need to take that.
Did you know?
I'm literally shocked.
Oh, I need to go
Miss
ice
Earhart,
skating.
this is my favorite part
Yo,
thus far of everything.
we're all going
Same.
That.
I don't know.
Okay,
Or the-
we're gonna do an example here. Not one from the book.
I mean, I'm thinking
Okay,
about it
solve
now.
the equation.
Oh, dropped my
Uh,
hips.
she won't go. She won't go ice skating. She's
Sine of theta is equal to negative 5/8, where
I'll go.
180 degrees is less than theta, less than 270 degrees.
That was a lot of.
Hey, look.
That made me. Oh wait, does it have to be the I don't know. I actually.
Whatever.
Okay.
Why does it say error on your phone?
Why are we
You
acting like
avoid that?
5-year-olds?
I am a 5-year-old, so. Miss Earhart,
I thought you were asking
so I have a question. Now I might be wrong,
Is it
but because I
after?
am, because it says sine, so that's obviously what you're solving for, correct?
Brooke is wrong.
We're solving for theta.
For theta.
You're wrong.
And theta has to be between 180 degrees and 270 degrees.
So are we just doing the inverse?
In a sense,
That
yes.
would make sense to my brain, but my brain does not get anything. Because if you have it to do the opposite, to like get rid of it, you have to do the inverse. Like,
Yes.
Maddie.
Technically, yes.
Right? Can I? Yes.
Okay?
Good job today.
So, where does our theta need to be?
Well, some of it be
In between 180 and 270.
Okay, 180 to 270. Okay, which is in what quadrant? Okay, this needs to be in quadrant 3.
Okay, the third quadrant.
Okay,
So it either needs to be those numbers. Like, yeah.
so what you're gonna do, okay, is to get rid of sine on this side and get theta by itself.
So make it negative.
We take the inverse. Okay, so
I know.
theta is equal to the inverse sine of negative 5/8. And in degrees, because this is in degrees. If this is given to you in degrees, it's got to be in degrees. If it was given in radians, switch it to radians.
So we put that in parentheses in the calculator.
Yes, to make sure it gets everything.
Okay, I have to go back
I'm
to
so
the
glad
green
you
mode.
understand.
Third person Isaac's not happy about that. Isaac's.
Wait, where do we have to?
Oh,
What do we have
okay.
to put this in degrees? Or, okay.
If it gives it to you in degrees, we start in degrees. Or we end in degrees. If it gives it to you in radians, we do it in radians.
I got negative
Mrs. Earhart,
38.6.
shut up. Something's not right because it's not in between 180 and 270. Does that mean we have to do that weird formula thing that I said I didn't like?
Sort of.
Aw, but I said
But-
I didn't like it.
Okay. Negative 38.7. Okay, that actually puts me down in quadrant 4. Okay, that puts me down here.
Oh my gosh, I got it right.
Okay.
Something.
But I need the answer to be in quadrant 3.
We gotta
Right,
move
right,
it.
right.
Okay, and it's got to be positive.
So would I add 180 to it or something?
Okay. So yes, we're going to
I'm cramped.
technically do 180 plus that value.
Okay.
That's what I thought. But
Okay.
my mind said yes. Whoa.
Yep.
I'm having a moment, okay? You
Wait,
really
wouldn't we do
drew
negative
attention to
30.7
my
or am I
work.
tripping?
Well, so it would be, we're gonna be minus a negative technically, so it's gonna be
Oh,
plus.
yeah, okay.
I wish I had a brain.
Okay, in technicality, let me write that just so that everybody sees it. Okay, this is technically minus a minus. Okay, so it becomes plus.
You do have a-
Because the formula thing that we learned at the quadrants that I said.
At 1.7.
Okay, so then the angle would then be 218.7
I
degrees.
think this is easier than 13.3. 13.3
Now,
I'm struggling
I do
with
have a
so
question.
hard, and I still don't understand how to do it.
Okay, so then you can check it. Look at that, it's amazing.
Oh, because it's an equation.
Yeah, so you
Sine of 218.7 degrees is equal to what? Are you sure?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
Type it in your calculator and find out.
It'll be like a decimal answer because
It's-
it's in the calculator.
3.7
Negative.
and then
Negative 0.625.
everyone knows the answer.
Negative 0.625. Now, in your calculator, do negative 5/8 and tell me what that's equal to.
Oh my
6.25. I mean, 0.62.
Okay, negative 0.625. So, it's right.
Yeah.
Woo!
Now, I do have a question.
Wait, how'd y'all get the first
Now,
one?
I was going to
Up
say.
your butt. That's why.
I'm so confused.
Okay, I know we went over this, and I think I'm right, but I don't want to be wrong and they continue to think I'm right. How did we know
So
that negative 38.7 was on this quadrant? It's because we went from 360 because it's negative, we went down that way, right? Not.
Yes.
Alright.
Okay, let's do another one. This is officially going to be from the guided practice section on in the book. It's officially called guided practice. It's on page,
I'm gonna grade it.
same instructions, page 876, number 5.
Oh.
Oh, why
Lorelai.
does it say one?
Nice fun, Lorelai.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have for this one, it is the cosine of theta is equal to 0.4, 270 degrees, less than theta, less than 360. So what quadrant does our answer need to be in? Okay, quadrant 4,
I like green board.
Oh, yeah, just hold
Wait,
it up.
I was gonna ask
because
about-
270 degrees to 360 degrees is quadrant 4.
Oh, because of where it divides in the little line.
270 yeah.
Okay,
Good.
so I'm going about this one the same way.
Smartest
You
kid.
gotta do the inverse of the cosine.
So theta is equal to the inverse cosine of 0.4.
This is still in degrees, right?
Yeah.
Even though there's no degree sign? Oh, it is. Duh. I get it. I'm
You see
sorry.
me?
My grade proves it.
Yeah, Mike totally proves it.
Okay, and now because it doesn't
I got
fit,
A, an A.
we have to add a thing to it, right?
Hey, 60's passing.
What did you get?
Yes, what did you get?
66.4?
Did you know that?
Yeah, I already knew that.
Me too. I did.
Okay, now the formula. Okay, this does kind of go back to the formulas. Okay, a little bit. But with this one, okay, we need something that's in. It's kind of just what makes sense. Okay, we need something that gets us to quadrant 4. So it's kind of like, what do we need to do to it to get us to quadrant 4?
Minus
So-
it by 360, right?
Okay, so 360 minus 66.4 is
I'm
what?
not dumb.
Wait, how do we know it's
Because I need to get.
60?
Well,
Wait,
part
so
of it
what
is
that
it's the formula, but it also is what's going to get us in that range given that
formula I
angle.
said I dislike so much.
What formula? The reference angle formula? I love that formula. It's one of my favorite
Of course.
formulas ever. It's like,
Okay, so they do kind of come back to haunt you.
Mr. Hart, did you know how much it haunted me before? I could get the answer, but couldn't figure out how I got the answer.
Okay, you can check it again. Cosine of 293.4 is equal to what?
0.4.
huh?
0.4.
Is this regular
Yeah.
cosine or inverse?
Regular cosine because we're just checking the value that we
I have a
just found.
question. Are we ever,
Always says negative 1.
what would be the inverse of like? Okay, now I don't know if this actually exists, but is there like an inverse to like cotangent and stuff? Because wouldn't that just be tangent or no?
Whoa there.
Because like no.
Kind of, but we don't do anything with that
we
in
need
this
to I
class.
don't have to worry about that.
Correct.
No,
Okay,
isn't?
well, good.
No, it's the converse. The converse.
you
of
do it here?
tangent is cotangent.
Okay.
Me too.
Because the converse switches the numbers.
Right.
I'm going to have you guys try one.
You're just like common.
Not inverse. Because
Um,
inverse makes it negative.
Can I ask a quick question?
I'm not wrong
Okay, so
here.
when you write the quadrant,
Those are some
Besides
really
that,
issues.
can you repeat how you figure out what quadrant it is?
Oh, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. I can help.
Please.
Okay.
Under
See what it says? If it says, like, because it was 180 to 270 for the first time. If you look
180
here,
to 270, that's
if you look at your
Converse
circle,
are
it's right here. And that's the quadrant.
Okay, I got it.
Those are some old issues.
Converses
I had
aren't
to
old.
leave
They
it.
still
Now they
make
wear for
I'm
casual
contemplating
wear.
which one I want to do.
You know what they were meant for?
I think it should be one that's gonna throw us all for a loop,
Basketball.
though we know what we to expect.
No.
Because we know what to expect.
American
Actually, I had a pair of.
I think this was the first thing in the section that I've understand, like
I think I had the glasses in.
fluently in.
Look at my key card.
You know what?
Oh wait. Helps if I put my calculator in the right mode. I'm trying to check the problem to see if it will work.
No, I don't feel bad about skiing.
Well-
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so we don't torture ourselves.
That's what's kind of stuck in my head now.
Okay, beautiful. This one works perfectly. And it's different than we've done. Oh, that's not number tangent. That's just, we just need to try that again. This is number 24. It is a tangent problem, so it's not one we've done yet, but I want you guys to still try it. Okay, it literally follows the same process. So tangent of theta is equal to negative 5.3. And they're 90 degrees, less than theta, less than 180 degrees.
Give me
I have a question. I don't remember what it was.
Oh.
Hold on,
Okay, so you're trying this one on your own.
Is this on the guided practice page still?
No, this is back in the homework problems.
Okay.
Can you come up just a little bit? Just a little bit so I can see what you did there.
Ariel.
Thank you.
This would be
Okay, so everybody should be trying this problem on paper.
Oh, paper? Okay.
I don't know how to count quadrants, to be honest.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, so it would be quadrant 2.
Joel had to explain that to me because I thought the one started right here. And then that was why lots of my homework was wrong.
Okay, tangent of tangent.
of negative. Oh.
Oh,
Tangent
Alright.
theta equals.
Okay.
It keeps saying error. Error.
Right.
Error.
Is your calculator in angry mode?
Yeah.
And are you using the negative sign on your calculator or
What mode are we
the
in
minus sign?
degrees?
I'm using negative, not the subtract.
Do we round it to the nearest whole number or
1 decimal place.
one decimal place? Okay.
Make it sin -1, negative 5.3.
Well, part of the problem is this is not a sign problem. This is a tangent problem.
I
Wait.
think I got this
I
right.
did
Which
the
will
same
cause the
thing.
issue.
I think I did the same thing. Oops.
Okay,
Second
I'm-
hand.
There it
Okay,
is.
can you explain one more time when do you
Oh,
always
it's
have
negative
to,
5.3. Negative.
do you always have to subtract from 360? Or add to 360?
So then.
Not necessarily. Okay, yes, there's formulas for all of this, but I'm going to just tell you it's more so like a common sense kind of thing.
So you.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I'm just saying don't worry about the formulas
Yeah.
because it's not always going to be that. I'm not saying you don't have common
No, I
sense.
know.
Like, please make sure you don't think that.
No.
Okay, let's just walk through the first step and then I'll explain how to get that. So what did we get for theta?
I got negative
5.3.
I got negative 79.
I got negative 79.
Wait,
negative 79.
Hey, I'm not stupid this time.
Hey,
Yes! This corner is doing great,
That's
guys.
31. I got it right here, guys.
I got it right, too.
You see the answer?
Okay, so negative 79.3,
Okay.
okay, would be technically in quadrant 4 because it's negative.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
and
it's
you
negative.
have to have it
Okay.
in quadrant.
I need to get to quadrant 2. So from quadrant 4, so from over here, in order to get here,
You have to plus it by 180.
yes, I would need to add 180 because this, to get me from here to here, and this quadrant is 180 degrees.
So oh my god, that makes so much
Subtracting
sense.
it.
Okay, if I was in, like, quadrant 4, and I needed to get to, like, quadrant 1 or something like that, then I would be subtracting
So basically, like,
the values to get you. Basically, it's like you can just try a different combination of things until you get a value that falls in there because there's no other way you're going to get a value that falls in there other than that.
180 or 360 though?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 180 minus this time?
So it's like
Okay.
it's 100.68.
So it's the
It's 100.7.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
negative 79.3 plus 180
I got
is 100.7 degrees.
Let's
no, because it
go.
rounded for you.
Then it's
Guys,
gonna
I
be
know
negative
what you're doing.
So I'm
5.3.
not sorry to do it for you.
I figured out what I
Okay,
did.
what you're
I have a question.
What?
So,
He's on his phone.
this is a weird question, and I
It's
know
the
this.
same exact
So I
same.
understand
Oh,
this.
it's the app. Oh,
The
okay.
negative, the angle,
thought you were
negative
typing
79.3 is not the same angle as
Yeah,
100.7.
it's not the same.
No.
Because it's not the same angle. Why am I solving for an angle that's not the angle? Does that make sense?
100.7 is the
No, can you repeat
So I
that?
can white make it.
So I
Hold on, guys. Shh.
No, we're all getting right. Okay, that's
Well,
fine.
I'm trying to hear you because I really can't hear you right now because people keep talking.
So I know, obviously, negative 79.3 is not the same angle as 100.7. Why am I, like, I don't understand how are those angles, like, related to each other?
They're, yeah.
Because they're different angles,
If
so
you do the
I just
tangent
don't
of
understand.
negative 5.3, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Because this is giving you the value that's in the region that we're talking about. But this is like, how do I get the angle then that's actually in a different quadrant when the inverse, like, it doesn't fall in the inverse section?
Okay.
Because, like, remember, tangent's on the right-hand side, but it wants the angle that's on the other side. So how do I get that? And you technically can't get that just by doing the inverse. So you have to add to get to that area.
This is literally the only thing I've understood in like 2 weeks.
That makes,
I wouldn't worry about the why so much, honestly, just because it's probably going to confuse you more.
yeah, that is so true.
All right, let's just have you guys try one more, and then tomorrow we'll
Actually,
do a couple more things, and then you'll have the whole rest of class to do these. So it'll probably be like maybe like, I don't know, no more than 10 minutes tomorrow. So then you'll have that time to finish up the rest of it. That'll be due Monday, and then everything will be turned in together.
Excited that I know what I'm doing every
All right.
So we're not doing like any problems that are like 3 through 9 odd. We're not
I'll
trying to
understand. I'm solid.
No,
Like
it's
separate?
gonna be because you understand it. It's telling you like what's happening.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, cosine of theta
We
We don't
haven't
know
played
yet.
it.
minus 0.82,
Our quiz is gonna
180 degrees, less than theta, less than 270 degrees.
That is in quadrant 3.
Okay, you're doing this one on your own again.
Oh, my bad.
Try this
Sorry.
one. You're good.
Crazy, bro. Absolutely. Oh, my hair was bad.
I'm so proud of myself.
Cosine. This seems to be hard. Yeah. See what had happened. I don't even know if I'm even on the right track.
All right, just for the sake of time, because the bell's probably going to ring. Okay, theta is equal to the inverse cosine of negative 0.82. And what does that give us? 145.1 degrees. I need to get 180 to 270. What do you think I need to do to get there?
For 270?
Huh? It's
Subtract
always
by-
got to either be 180 or 360.
Subtract by 360.
Okay, so we're going to do 360 minus 145.1, and that's going to give us approximately 214.9 degrees.
Miss
Okay.
Earhart. Is either I'm a genius or I did this completely on accident, but I did cosine negative 1 parentheses positive 82, and then I did it like a different way, and I still got the same answer. Somehow. I don't know how.
I'm also not sure that would work every time.
Dang it.
That's something I never feared myself.
Okay, so tomorrow I'll give you the problems that go with this, because I want you guys to have something to do tomorrow, and we'll do a couple other problems, like 1 or 2 more problems, and be done.